Hello and welcome to another session with your Detective Lazaria. In today's session, we're trying to see if we can seek those that were from the Tequesta tribe in southeast Florida. Because apparently a YouTuber that I watch, or YouTubers, they have a channel called Haunted Apartment 202, and apparently their complex is built above a burial ground, which is the Tequesta tribe. So I'm curious if they want to speak about what happened here with me. I know that the objects that I have here are not tied to that tribe, but it is, again, Native American. They are, of course, two arrowheads, a large one and a tiny one. So I have my Spirit Talker on, which is an app that they use too. They also have cat balls at their place that they do when they do ghost hunting, which is every Friday and Saturday.
Intense.
So is the feeling of your spirits feel intense? The energy? Because again, it seems like you guys kicked out one of the unfortunate previous tenants.
Stay a while.
Okay. And after she had to break her lease, which was not easy, these two, John and Digianna, started to discover why the place got vacant so quickly. And unfortunately, because of their lease, they don't have that extra money, I guess, to get an attorney and break it. So after all these unfortunate events happening to their place and to themselves, they finally, after 3 years, started to film live to see if they can capture anything. Anyways, so you guys can check out their channel. And I did just have a session where Walter came up, and I'm like, oh, hey, it's a well-known name that pops up on their apps, Walter Smith. I don't know if he was somebody from a settler time that he did something to a family. We'll know. Again, there's a lot of things that were unfortunately done historically. Oh, hey!
Little girl around you.
Christine? That's one of the spirits that has roamed in his home. Is it Christine? Christine, are you here with me? Interesting. So again, at their place, there's a little girl called Christine. Again, her story is kind of tragic. So I do apologize that we're having a little bit of noise right now with someone downstairs that's putting away dishes. So please bear with me with those noises, viewers, subscribers. I've already had to turn it on, turn it off, turn on, turn off with the session. I can't do it anymore. I have to just go with it. Okay, I'm so sorry. In advance, just please bear with me with those noises. Thank you. Okay, so like I said, it did say Walter. And I was like, oh, hey, Walter. Courage?
Courage.
So I would love to show you the previous session before I had to stop this, because again, it was really noisy and I was like, oh, secrets.
Secrets.
Is that tied to his apartment complex? The 202? Haunted apartment? 202, I mean? Are there secrets involving what happened to maybe this little girl and her family? I'm curious if we'll hear it, what was done to them. if you happen to know, some of my viewers are tied to that place, tied to that haunted apartment 202 community. So maybe they're going to be watching this. We're curious again. We're trying to seek those that are maybe from the Tequesta tribe. That was unfortunately, having their burial ground be populated with a big complex, an apartment complex. And they apparently haunt those that live there, at least for sure, the ones living in 202. They're at least the ones that are at least documenting everything that they can. Unfortunately, they did kind of put more stuff for the spirits to use and come through, and whenever they do Estes method, it gets very intense, which is funny. It did say intense. I didn't think about that. So like I said, once he puts himself in a chair, blindfolds, headphones, and the Necrophonic app, it gets intense. And of course, their story starts to come through, and it's always the same. Okay.
My life was good.
So, whoever's saying this, thank you for letting me know your life was good. Whether it's a tribe member or maybe Christine, the little girl. I'm so sorry for what happened to you again. So again, this is the tribe I'm trying to seek because they are from Southeast Florida. And I know that, because of the Native Americans, they don't like what happens to their land.
Jenny.
Hi, Jenny. I forget if there was a Jenny that popped in. There probably was. After using Spirit Talker for so many hours per day, it obviously has a lot of names that come through. I just want to say, during the live yesterday, I noticed some spirits say, haunt me. And it was pretty creepy. So, who said haunt me while he was having a session? Can you tell me? Who said haunt me? A live EVP, not something he had to use with a recorder, an actual live EVP. I'd love to play it, but you guys can, of course, go to his latest live that was for Friday, February 13th. Just getting a lot of J names.
Joanna.
And basically, I put some timestamps of what it said. It either said haunt me or honey. I can't really, say for sure what it said. It just sounded like, for a moment, haunt me. I'm like, ah. Everyone else is like, wait, oh my God, I heard that too. And I'm like, yeah, isn't that weird? Wendy?
Wendy.
Wendy? I have no clue. Is it Wendy over there? So I'm just going to talk about their story or what happened during the live and other things while we're waiting for, hopefully, somebody from the Tequesta tribe or from the home to come through. So whether or not it was a apartment complex built right after the burial, or if it was a burial, then a settlement of settlers building their homes, and then of course after so many years that fell through, and then eventually the apartment complex, which is not that very old, so probably is what happened. So something happened to the land above where there was a home, and something happened to it, whether it was intentional or by accident. We'll see if that comes through. Again, if Christine wants to tell her story, or Julie. There isn't a Julie that also has come through. So it's weird how I can pick up whispers and stuff, but when it comes down to trying to use my own apps and speaking to spirits, I don't hear anything. What's up with that? I don't know. Nightmare?
Nightmare.
Yeah, I believe what happened to that family is definitely considered a nightmare. Oh wait, that's right. No, the woman that lives there, Digianna, she has had nightmares. Yes, as well as I believe maybe John. So it's John and Digianna and Champ, their dog. See?
Bad things happened.
Yes, at that unfortunate area that where they lived in that complex, and I don't know for sure if in that actual specific spot below, but definitely in that area, bad things definitely happened. Whether it's from the Tequesta tribe or the early settlers, or maybe there was a battle. So we'll see. Again, this may not be a very long session. Just wanted to see if the Tequesta tribe wants to come through and tell me their story, or any of those other spirits that roam in the haunted apartment 202 that spook apparently John, Digianna, and Champ, and apparently those who watch it. I was like, whoa. I'm so tempted to see if I can play it. I just don't want to get docked. No, you'll have to. I'll link it, okay? I'll link in the description his video, and then obviously look for my timestamp, and then you hear it, and then you'll be like, oh my god, I can see what you. I'm like, yeah, that wasn't Digianna. She would never say that. And plus, she was off in the distance, so it wasn't her. And obviously, it wasn't him either, because it was a kind of a female voice. So I'm wondering if it was Honey or Haunt Me. Can the spirit tell me which one it was? I'd be curious. On the spirit talker, could they put it up here? He uses these clear balls too. Cut.
Cut.
Cut. Well, I know that somebody did use a knife at some point. A knife was used in something. I remember him having multiple times where knife was used, and said during the Estes method, and during, of course, Spirit Talker. So maybe somebody did unfortunately get cut, whether it was an accident or. Well, I'm happy.
I'm happy.
Are you happy that I'm speaking to you, Detective Lazaria? You probably hear my name a lot during the lives as I pinpoint things to him. So maybe you remember my name, Detective Lazaria, being said while you're at the haunted apartment. I know spirits can come and go, so they're possibly coming over here. Again, Tequesta tribe, Christine, Walter. Again, I got Walter earlier in my failed attempt. After so many, I gave up. I was like, try again. But I believe it was probably Walter coming through, because I was just getting started to learn about the Tequesta tribe. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Anyways. So we'll see. I don't know whether they're going to mention how their unfortunate demise was or not, whether it's the early settlers or the Native Americans, the Tequesta tribe. This is your chance to speak and come through. He uses these same devices, the EMF meter. Yep. And the cat balls. But his goes to red. Very strong on the red. Are you able to do that too here with mine? Can you reach red to those Tequesta tribe members? Or maybe Walter or Christine? Is there any chance you guys can go to red on the EMF meter? I'm going to try to zoom in with this little thing called a circle and zoom.
Presence.
Presence. So you're here now? I mean, just said present. Sorry. So if you're letting me know you're here, your presence is here, can you maybe reach the orange or red on that EMF meter, which is that device that's black with the light ups of color, there's 2 more colors at the end, orange and red. Can you reach those? That means you're a powerful spirit, a vengeance spirit, a dark spirit, an angry spirit, or just a powerful spirit. And it's been going to orange or red sometimes at his place. So I'm curious if you can come and show that you're here as well, whoever that was. There's somebody that would say, Elric. Oh,
Elric.
I'm skipping that one. So again, not everything that's being spewed on Spirit Talker is going to be tied to them. Got distracted. There is somebody that mentioned a saying, not sure if it's from a Tequesta tribe language, but it's like some type of Native American language. By saying hi, it's Oki, O-K-E-E, Oki, which means hi, hello. Oki, Aki, maybe butchering it, pronouncing it wrong, I don't know. Aki, hi. No? I tried. All right, we're back zoomed out. And by the way, they go live again at midnight, their time. So I know what will happen during that night, or into early morning, I mean. What will be done? We don't know. Will we hear another interesting EVP caught on live camera versus
branch
versus a recorder? Branch. So if anyone is still here, tied to maybe the Haunted Apartment 202 area, I'm going to show you how to use these cat balls over here, even though it's the same. You get your spiritual fingers or hands, I guess, energized enough to bap, tap, move the little clear balls that are displayed here. And then they just light up colorful colors for just a moment, and then it goes back to this state. It's just an indicator for me to see you and know that you're here with us, or you want to just say, hey, I'm confirming something. Do you want me to show you a demonstration real quick? Light up the EMF meter and then I'll do it. Okay, so I just get the spiritual fingers and then I just give it a bit of a bap and it goes like that, just like that. See how easy that was? Awesome. For once it actually is easy. Oh, see?
My name is Walter.
Hi, Walter. I knew you would come back. So again, you came and said your name earlier. And unfortunately, I had issues with getting that session going for me without having to feel like, even though your name did definitely come through. So thank you for coming back and saying your name again. So Walter, is this Walter Smith for sure from Haunted Apartment 202? Yes? Okay, thank you. Hi. Welcome back. He's letting me know he's still here. And it said in that session, I'm not aggressive. Yet it feels very like the spirit is aggressive. So it's hard to say. Is it a lie? I don't know. So apparently, despite having a daily weekend documentary, we feel like he might be a little on the demonic side. or aggressive side. And he may have done something to Christine and the family that is her family. We don't know. That's what it kind of sounds like.
Sarah.
Is Sarah maybe again one of the family members from Christine's side? Yeah, maybe. Is that maybe either a mother or a grandmother that may have been in that home before what happened to it? Oh, hi, Sarah. And earlier it did say little girl around me, and again, Christine is known to be kind of a little girl who likes to play with either the cat balls or a round ball while he was doing his live sessions. And there was a doll that he had out. He hasn't had that out for a while. Cool.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, it is cool. Having to experience the documentary of spirits and hauntings and EVPs that you're catching and weird things caught while live. Yeah. Some of the stuff is obviously debunkable. There's a lot of course, popping, knocking sounds, which could easily be the house settling. But if he says, "Can you give me a knock?" and then all of a sudden you hear the knock, it's
You are compassionate.
Thank you. It's kind of saying, "Oh, maybe that is a spirit," or he happens to see something that might be a shadow, and he's like, "Oh, did you guys see that?" And we're like, maybe. Orbs, very questionable if they're really orbs or dust particles. But some of the dust particles, orbs, or whatever, the way they come into the screen are just unexplainable for some of them. Whether it's because they're very big, very slow, the way they move, the way they shine. So it's hard to tell if it's a spirit or a dust particle, but it definitely comes through. And then, of course, one time he uses a tie to blindfold himself. Well, he does the Estes method, and I'm the only one that probably noticed it right after it happened. I was like, wait, hold up. Let me just, oh my God, that did get pushed off his shoulder. He didn't move, it got pushed off his shoulder. And by seeing that, I was like, holy mollies. That's definitely something unexplainable, not maybe a spirit. And the way his issue of that time frame, it just seemed like something evil was coming through. So, again, poltergeist type activity, capitals going off, EVPs caught, not through his recorder all the time, obviously knocks and stuff, things rolling, things getting... So apparently he says that chairs were being pushed out. Oh yes, that too. Yep.
Footstep.
He would definitely hear a lot of footsteps while he's on the Estes method, especially. Yep. They're like, don't forget the footsteps. As I lose my voice. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. They definitely mention that they hear footsteps. And what else? Things falling on the floor, from towels to other objects. It's questionable. People think that, they're just using fishing string and moving it themselves. Well, I don't think so. Although the mirror falling and being pushed, I think may have been John by accident when he got spooked by the objects flying off the counters. He must have hit the mirror, and by the time he turned around and it fell over, it just probably was just perfect timing. I don't think it was a spirit, because that's a pretty heavy, tall mirror for a spirit to move and toss. So again, can you confirm that the mirror was not the spirits but him? Because again, how he bumped into it and it fell just at that perfect moment. Even though he
You've helped me.
I did? Maybe during the live I may have mentioned you and helped them speak to you. I did help Walter come through. I remember it was so hilarious. I forget which session it was, but it was months ago. And I said on the live chat, to mention his name, and then obviously John sees me saying that. He says Walter Smith, and then it lit up the Capitol right as soon as he said it. And I was like, ha, cool. Or when I mention it, and all of a sudden I see the Capitals go off. So it's kind of funny. Oh?
It's time to leave.
Aw, but I was just getting started. Oh, wait, no, that's right. Let's just say this. They are being told to leave lots of times. So John and Digianna are always constantly being told by the spirits, leave, get out, because they don't want them in the home. Oh.
Murdered.
That's also what we believe has happened in that area. Or in the home. Not the actual apartment, but maybe where the apartment sits. So again, there is known, because of that, maybe the aggression of what happened to those poor souls being emmed. Maybe that's why they spirits are trying to push John and Digianna and Champ out of that apartment. Maybe to protect them, or maybe because they were just saying, this is our place, get out. Even though technically, it is technically theirs, but you know what I mean? But they live there with their money because they paid for the rent. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's me being told to leave. I think it's them saying, I don't know how much longer their lease is, but I think they might be leaving soon. And fortunately, they're going to maybe miss out on these cool opportunities of live sessions, but they said they might start traveling a little bit further to haunted places.
My legs.
Yes. To be honest, Digianna did see some spirits' legs, thinking it was John. And then when she turned around, she's like, oh shit, that wasn't John. So yes, Digianna was doing, I think, dishes. She spotted something that appeared to be legs. She just was like, wait, you're back? Because he went out to go let the dog out to go potty. And then she was just like freaked out after that. So yeah, I do remember them telling the stories about the legs of the spirit being seen. So.
Ruination.
Ruination. Well, I guess you can say that in a term because, again, if you're from the Tequesta tribe and your burial ground was destroyed by being, just how it should have been, and then either early settlers may have built something happened to that place, and then eventually this complex was built. I forget exactly how many years the complex was, maybe 50 or 15, somewhere in that. I remember it was like a 5, 50 or 15. So it was an old place. Didn't have a lot of history other than the Native American Tequesta tribe burial ground being below or in that area.
Listen out.
that's a car.
I am Carmilla.
Hi, Carmela. So again, it just said listen out, and that's usually what they do. They obviously, while they're having their little paranormal investigation in their haunted apartment, they definitely keep their ears out for most of the part. But of course, having extra ears during the live helps boost up things, because if they miss it and we catch it, and if it's multiple people saying, "Oh no, I heard that,"
We watch over this place.
Ah, you watch over the haunted apartment 202's place? Hmm. Oh, Camellia? Is that what you're letting me know? Camelia's telling us that she may watch over the place? I'll be curious if we happen to hear your name during tonight's live. I'd be like, oh yeah, I had a session with her. And she's either an angel or someone that happens to be a spirit that kind of keeps an eye on that. So again, if you're curious about other paranormal investigators or hauntings, I think you guys should maybe just give them a little bit of a check out. Yes, you don't have to watch the whole live of, 3 to 4, 5 hours. You just tune in, and then of course the replay. Some people obviously put timestamps of the real events that probably feel like could be paranormal or are. And of course he does put shorts out to give you little snippets of what happened. So yeah, you should totally give it a go. And you'll be surprised what happens. It's interesting though, like every time he does Estes method, things get very intense. But then after that, it's like, meh. Or during the beginning, you get the EVPs, because I think it's because the lights were on. And then when he turns them off, they had stored all that energy. That's how they got the chance to say the EVP. I'm skipping that.
Hung, drawn and quartered.
Me. I'm sure way back in those days, there was spirits that unfortunately were. Okay, so let me just readjust and have a little bit of water before I get started on this. Please hold. Now I totally lost my train of thought. Oh boy. Yep, I totally lost my train of thought because of my. Anyways. Yeah. So, is there anyone from the Tequesta tribe that wants to come through? Again, you can tell your story. This is a chance. Oh, now I remember what it was. Okay. You can still tell your story. I remember what I was talking about before I got distracted by having to take a sip of water. During the essence methods, it gets very intense, where things start to come through the necrophonic, where it just seems very intense with the stuff being.
They will attack.
See? Exactly. Yes, exactly. During the Estes method, it just seems like they were trying to touch him, trying to harm him while he was sitting in the chair, as well as Digianna. They were trying to harm her too, and the dog. So I don't know, why is it more intense and, I don't know, how do you call it? That word. Just intensified with a demonic, I guess, feel for it when he does the Estes versus just regular walking around and trying to capture other things.
Bill.
Hi, Bill. Right? Like, it's just interesting how whenever he does the Estes method, either cat balls light up, footsteps are heard from his thing, whispers that's not from the app, or just the screaming from the app, or the stuff that Digianna asks, things are just being kind of like on point, and you can hear exactly what he's hearing, so it's not like he's making it up. That's what's scary. And of course, Walter, John, his name's constantly going through. Another word about what happened to these unfortunate maybe spirits that were there. And then of course he keeps saying things. Maybe they can tell me what John sees. I'm just curious. We'll see. I mean, I'm just asking any of those spirits that happen to know what happens in that place. What does our pal John see? There's multiple things he has seen. Curious if they can mention one of them. Not who, but what. And don't just say spirit. Gotta be specific. So I'm waiting, just in case we lose anything. Hopefully we won't. Again, the arrowheads are for trying to get the connection with the Tequesta tribe, even though I know that it's not theirs. It's just a Native American object that I happen to have. Sometimes it's good to have something of theirs or their colony, I guess. I don't know.
I'm from the 1300s.
Okay. From that specific area, that land? Is it a speak?
Speak.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he has supposedly heard of the unexplained voices. And he's like, what was that? And sometimes Digianna hears it too, so yeah. And they don't believe it's a neighbor or somebody watching TV downstairs or around them. And then that EVP from last night saying haunt me is definitely not from the TV, because it was just literally just those two things.
One man here.
One man here. Maybe Walter. And for it to just say honey or haunt me, and that was it. That's all we heard. So if it was a TV, we'd think you would hear more things, but we didn't. Then as he was moving just a short moment after, it said it again, either hunt me or honey again. And I was like, whoa, wait, what? Like, did you not hear me? I said this. And I was like, okay, well, who said it? And unfortunately,
Outdoors.
So you're saying that some of those voices that they may have heard could have been somebody from outdoors? So some of it could have been debunked, not being spirits, but just humans talking outside at the time? Okay, thank you for letting me know. So not everything that they probably heard, but again, what are the odds of somebody saying, haunt me? And there's really nobody, like where the door is, that's not where the door is. Anyways, I don't know. I think it was a spirit. Pretty creepy, spooky. It was at the very beginning, under 36-ish minutes from him starting the session. So I was like, whoa. And I was actually having an off-camera session with my grandma. Grandma D. She said, hi, kiss, glad you're here, and other things. So that was on for about...
She shouts.
The spirit from the 202? We've heard some screams and stuff. Is this Christine letting us know that she shouts at that place because of what happened to her? I don't know if they'll say it, but it's almost been Well, I mean, it has been 40 minutes in this session. I haven't heard it say exactly how she was emmed. And it may have been by the hands of Walter. We don't know. It's questionable. But yeah.
Empathy.
Empathy. Do you feel like they can feel your pain? The two are able to sense your pain when they do their sessions? I think they do. They are trying to give you a chance to get the help that you need, but it doesn't seem like you're allowing it. Or somebody's preventing you from being helped. So I know that they want to give you a chance to either cross over or just find the help that you need to feel more comfortable so you're not so hurt and trapped or whatnot. They've always said that they're willing to say multiple prayers and other things, so I don't know. Or maybe they just enjoy having fun. So hold on, let me just readjust my hand. Ooh, that's pretty bad. I got a mark on my hand. Ouch. So yeah, I guess no capels as usual. It's funny, I got a capel while I had a session with my grandma, but of course it was off camera, and it was her turtle ball, so I was like, yeah. And that was during the live too. After I ended it, I just saw it go off. I'm like, hey, grandma. But nothing. So, interesting. Oh well. It is what it is. Boogeyman 007. Aw, yeah, see?
Struggle.
Yeah, I know that they are struggling to, either seek the help they need, or they, unfortunately, the way they ended, or their lives had ended, they put out a struggle. So I'm going to go ahead and spell it out. There's two ways to say it, F-I-R-E or B-U-R-N. That's what happened. Something with that. And it caused the several of the family members to unfortunately perish. Whether it was intentional or what. Because again, if they do that, they can get rid of the evidence of something bad that happened. It did say secrets earlier. So I don't know if we'll get that in the Spirit Talker or not, but that's what happened. That's what we're getting at a lot. Especially when he does his Esta method, we keep hearing those words as if that was really what happened.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. Again, Detective Lazaria. So if you're happen to be a spirit from the Haunted Apartment 202 or from the Tequesta tribe that happens to be buried below, I'm letting you continue to speak here for a moment, another 15 minutes or so. So if you want to step in, you can. You can also light up anything other than the EMF meter. You can light up, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cat balls, 1 in the chair, 3 up here. It's just because I can't see you spiritually. I'm not able to see a spirit, but lighting up a cat ball lets me see you. It does let me see you. I'm going to switch out my hands again, because again, after holding it, it gets crampy. So the ones that I have had connections with that are also people that watch this channel, the Haunted Apartment 202, are Belinda, Kathleen, Practical Hurricane, Planet, if you're here watching this, hi. I'll see you hopefully every Friday and Saturday if I can.
Gratitude.
You're welcome. So is it good to have the Detective Lazaria keeping an eye and an ear out for things during the live to make sure no one misses that interesting voice that was heard or movement that was done, such as the tie moving or the haunt me being said? Do you like how I point it out for them and say, whoa, did you? And I constantly have to do it because he's talking about something, whether it's a previous story or whatever, and it's like, wait, no, you got her. Don't forget that this happened. Otherwise, it's going to be like, was it her? Was it you? But it didn't sound like either of you. And then he went back because I time framed it after it ended, and sure enough, he says, whoa, no way. That's terrifying. I'm like, yeah. I'm surprised he didn't hear it, to be honest. And it wasn't like the dog yawning and it said, haunt me. Although it's funny. The dog was yawning at that moment too, but it wasn't obviously the dog. Trust me.
Irish.
I believe he might be part Irish. I forget. I don't know. He never watches my stuff, so we'll never know. Maybe the ones that watch him that I just listed off, maybe they can confirm if he was letting us know that he's part Irish. I forget. I don't know his last name. It's definitely not Smith. Let's see, one last time. Walter Smith. It only works on that place. Okay. If you are from the Tequesta tribe, could you push over the arrowhead or arrowheads? Can you push it down? All it's being held by is by a rock. But can you push it down? Just to let me know you're here, or a capel? I got definitely less than 13 minutes left because I got to get going. But I wanted to give those spirits that are tied to that place a chance to speak here too. And of course, I give, a shout out to those that watch Haunted Apartment 202. A shout out, as well as the channel. Go check them out. And then they also had to create a coffee. Yeah.
Coffee.
So yeah, I know that they have to. I know they have coffee to keep themselves awake all those early morning hours. So yeah, I guess they're aware of that. They have to drink either coffee or a special energy drink to keep their little eyes wide open and not fall asleep. Yeah. So if you're into hanging out at night, it's Eastern time, 12 to either 1, 2, or 3 a.m. Sorry, 12 a.m. to 4 to 5 p.m. or 5 a.m.
Nightmare.
Nightmare again. See? I keep saying nightmare. Yes, again, they do unfortunately have a few nightmares. Sleep paralysis. Yeah. I don't know if they're experiencing like visions of what happened to the spirits there. I don't know. But they definitely have stuff that doesn't make them feel comfortable. Yeah. Again, I'm just giving them a chance to come through, but we'll see. Again, I got little girl, which could be the Christine. I got Walter, even though it's funny, like I said, I got a failed attempt where Walter came through, and I'm like, oh, I missed out on it. But I think before I end this, I might try to find that exact one where it said his name and therefore you can see that. So before I end it, that's probably what I'll do. If I can find it. And by the way, Forsaken.
Forsaken.
This is being filmed on Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to the spirits. Hopefully you're feeling the love tonight and today. I mean, maybe you're visiting your loved ones or your spouse. If you passed away before your spouse. I don't know if Walter was married or not. We don't know the story about him too much on that. Although I did find a person named Mary Smith that was a witch that was tied to a Walter, but not tied to Walter, but tied to a Smith. So I was like, is that Walter Smith's wife? Grandma? Anyways, I'm just going to type in real quickly. Here. So it said Forsaken, and I typed in this. Good thing I do that, huh?
You're being followed.
Oh. Otherwise, it could be them referring to John always being followed by a spirit. Are you letting us know that you follow John and Digianna at the place? As they roam around, you follow them? Or are you following what I'm doing right now, which was Googling Forsaken? Yeah, it's been very quiet on my little kitty balls. I tried. I know for sure that the donut one was pretty easy to give a little bap. Oh. All right, less than 8 minutes, and I gotta go. The extra minute or two might be me ending the Spirit Talker and trying to find the unfortunate failed attempt where it mentioned his name, Walter. Just so you have proof that it was multiple sessions where I was like, nope, take 2, take 3. All right, so this is unfortunately take 4. But I think it's going pretty well now. I think now that I'm calming down and about the possible interruptions, and yeah. Eventually I'm going to have to eat my lunch and get my day going. Ah, see?
I affect the animals.
Yes, apparently Champ definitely has had some stuff happen where he's either panicking, seeing you, I believe seeing somebody in the laundry room or the bathroom, or he barks to inform that, something's not right. So yes, unfortunately some of the spirit or spirits that are there have affected the animals, but it was, I don't know if it's the Tequesta tribe, a spirit from there, or again, maybe Walter, or one of the family members that were BURNED. Again, we didn't get any of that stuff during this session, which is unfortunate. Yeah. Just don't affect my animal. She's already has enough on her plate. She's old. Bear with her, please. All right, for the last 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and do one more time on the cat ball to see if anybody wants to join me and tap another one or the same one after it stops blinking, okay? Again, this is how you do it. Hopefully it's not finicky. You just give it on them. It's so easy. Come on. So easy. How come when it's easy peasy, they don't want to do it? Whatever. Christine? You want to light up a cat ball, Walter? I know you like to light up cat balls, Walter. Anyone want to play real quick for less than 4 or 5 minutes? Oh.
I've been alone for years.
Mm. Is it by chance related to somebody not being in that apartment at the time? Maybe it was vacant for a while? Or maybe it was before the land developed the complex? After maybe the first thing that was maybe built there? I'm assuming like a settler's home?
My body was taken.
Oh. Christine? Was it your body? Oh wait, the Tequesta tribe. Your body was taken? Maybe when they dug to help, put pipes for plumbing and electricity. Did they take your body away? So is that like a disturbed spirit being taken away from their home? That's upset?
Wonderful.
Wonderful. I'm getting your story right now. So again, imagine they have those big diggers to dig out the area of making room for plumbing, electricity, other things, versus just, it's flat. They have to make room for things. Unsure how deep they went, but they could have disturbed and maybe struck somebody's body and picked it up unaware. Because again, it's a big, big thing. They probably didn't see it. Although you would think that the people who planned it would know that they're on a burial ground. But you never know. So maybe that's what's happening. Being taken away from where you were buried. And now you're no longer with your other tribe members. At least your body, your remains. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, well, that's always comes through.
I am Bellatrix.
I'm Bellatrix. So again, there are certain names I'm just going to bypass on. So, I had you yesterday, so I'm thinking it's a repetitive name. No Christine. All right, less than 2 minutes, and I gotta get it wrapped up. So again, it looks like the story is that Christine and her family, unfortunately, were in a very tragic state where they were maybe emmed by being burned by fire. Maybe it was in the hands of Walter. We don't know for sure. But he's keeping them there.
Don't trust the bad ones.
Yes, exactly. And we think that Walter might be a bad one. Who sometimes impersonates himself as being the little girl. Oh, also they have mimicked multiple times the voices of John or Digianna, the spirits that roam there. I don't know if it's the Tequesta tribe or if it's someone else. So if you want to stick around and learn about all the stories that happen to be tied to a spirit or spirits from that place, kind of tune in on their little live sessions or their shorts if you don't want to watch all 3 to 6 hours or whatever many hours they are streaming. I don't always timestamp things, so I just had to for the Haunt Me one. I was like, whoa. All right, last word, and I'm going to show the viewers my previous failed attempt session when I saw Walter's name come through. Even though I'm sure you guys believe me, but I just want to show you. Because it's been a minute, aka an hour, but I gotta go. So let's see. before I go, Christine or anyone else, do you want me to say a prayer? The Tequesta tribe, do you want me to say a prayer for you? Can you light up the EMF meter real quick? After I end this?
I worked here.
Oh, I worked here. All right. Maybe a butler? I don't know. A slave? I don't know. Were you a slave? I don't know. No. Sorry, I have to get going. So we'll continue to see what happens during Haunted Apartment 202's, I guess you can call it weekendly documentary live sessions, and see what we capture and hear and experience. And of course, learning more about the stories about those that rest there. Even though they definitely want the family to leave out of that place. They definitely made that clear. Leave. And then they do get a little touchy-wutchy with wanting to harm them and attack them. Pretty interesting. So again, I don't know if any of the Tequesta tribe really came through, but I mean, we tried. So again, maybe one more last word, even though it's probably nothing relative or related or whatever. Figure? Yes.
Figure.
That is exactly what John has seen, a figure. So there you go. He has definitely seen a few figures, whether it be a shadow figure or an orb figure or something, or just a figure itself. So thank you for letting me know. All right, I'm going to end this. Go back. I believe it goes, the date is that, so let me get to the 14. So it said this. So that was before I had to end it. So there you go. Proof that I definitely had Walter come through. And I was just trying to get into, again, the Tequesta tribe and about the Haunted Apartment 202 spirits. All right, thank you for watching. If you want, you can comment below, give this video a like, and of course, if you haven't already, subscribe. I'm trying to do this as many times as I can to experience the documentary of spirits, all types of spirits. All right, this is your detective, Lazaria, signing out. Peace, love, and eternity. Bye.